Balasa. I'm your first reporter for today. So our topic is all about concept of hero. So at the end of this lesson or video, you're expected to trace the Filipino concept of hero or bayani through times, analyze the criteria set by the nation in recognizing heroes, and assess the heroism of Rizal using the definition and criteria of heroes. So let's proceed to the lesson introductions. So people tend to misconstrue the title hero as an award given to a dead people. Doing great things is likewise misinterpreted as something only heroes, like Rizal, can achieve. Worse, as the popular Filipino adage, mahirap magpakabayani. Ang bayani ay binabaril sa luneta, implies. People become individualistic, devoid of care for others. Such views, unfortunately, hinder their sight on the various possibilities they can do for the country. This lesson traces the concept of hero in the Filipino culture and history to assess whether its traditional sense is confined only to the likes of Rizal, on one hand, or may be applied to a normal people like the millennials on the other hand. So, yun. Maraming mga tao na iba-iba yung pagkakalam ng salitang hero. So, yung iba, for example, sa literary works, so, yung salitang hero is para bagang yung tao na malakas, may mga kapangyarihan, ganon, may iba-ibang konsepto tayo ng pag sinabi nating hero. So, meron din na kabutihan or tutulong sa ating bayan. So, pero for example ay marami kang natutulong dito sa ating bayan, pero yung ibang tao parang hindi nila i-credit yung mga ginagawa mo, which is pagpatay ka na, dun pa lang nila nalalaman yung kahalagahan ng mga ginawa mo, yun, which is parang dun ka pa lang nila tinatawag.
Our topic is all about concept of hero in Filipino culture and history. What is hero for Filipinos? Hero is normally defined as an illustrious man, often of divine descent or with distinguished valor or enterprise in danger, and fortitude in suffering, who is supposed to be exalted after death. It says that a hero is defined as a brave person, an individual who fights for people in spite of danger, extraordinary, or best known as superheroes. That's a definition from dictionaries and other sources. But when we talk about the word hero in the Filipino concept, it is much broader, and we Filipinos have many terms for that, like bagani, magani, or wani. They were more like normal warriors in a certain community. Their task is to secure the needs of the people, like their foods and other resources. For example is the pangangayaw or raiding into an allied territory. According to William Henry Scott, pangangayaw was done because of 4 reasons. First is secure resources ranging from the occasional used goods or bounty to have human slaves, which means to protect current resources that they have in order to survive. Number 2, to avenge a personal affront or family honor, or to make revenge when someone in your family is being harmed or being hurt by other people. The third is to fulfill mourning requirements, to which the life of enemies must be sacrificed. This is about taking the enemy's lives for the sake of protecting the people. The last is for personal prominence or a mercenary reward. This is about doing pangangayaw in order to be remarkable or to make money from it. And of course, there should be comrades or alliances in order to make it possible. After doing the pangangayaw, the group of bayani returns home, as Zu Salazar said that a bayani is a person who leaves his or her town and then returns. And also, the bayani uses a tattoo to protect their soul, and kris or kampihan, which is their weapon, a putong or headgear, and other red-colored garments as their iconic physical features.
Everyone has their own concept of superheroes. and some may think of it as fictional characters that possesses abilities beyond those of ordinary people that save someone who is in danger, and someone idealized for courage with noble qualities. But for Filipinos, it has more elements. So what does it really mean to be a superhero? How can we say that they are qualified to be labeled as superheroes? Being a hero doesn't necessarily mean having a superpowers. It pertains to a passion to help and serve people and things only for the goodness of everybody, and also knowing for what is wrong and what is right to help people without expecting for any changes. That's what being a superhero means. Comparing the concept of superheroes before and today, superheroes before sacrifices themselves for the goodness of the lovely country and has the extraordinary courage or bravery that ignores extreme danger. Then today, we became superheroes in a simple way, like saving a child for drowning or saving someone from the fire. Like frontliners today who risk their lives to service.
This is the continuation of concept of hero in Filipino culture and history. The characteristics of early Filipino heroes are worth emulating. From the word worth emulating or imitate, it's really worth to follow or be a model because heroes are inspiring and heroes save or improve lives. The Boxer Codex 1590, an ancient document about the early Philippine societies, defines a bayani as a person with a high status and dignity. How can we say that the people are heroes and what is the personality of heroes? According to Pedro Serrano Lactau, in his dictionary, elaborates the personality of a bayani, a person who fears no one, courageous, firm, bold, but quiet and calm. Qualities of the main characters of the Philippine epics like Lamang, Labaw Dunggon, Tuwaang, and etc. on the other hand represent the actual bayani because Lamang and Labaw Dunggon and Tuwaang, they can show the courage and intelligence. So, all these qualities are clearly present in a living human. The concept of a Filipino hero in Philippine societies, therefore, it not a posthumous award given to dead people, but rather an honorific role and title in the society. Nevertheless, changes occurred when the Spaniard conquered the Philippines. Instead of leaving role models, the Spaniard had introduced the image of obedience of saints and disciples whom the Filipinos had to imitate in order to become a good colonials. So, on the other hand, nagbago ang kultura ng Pilipinas nang sakupin ito ng Spaniards na kung saan ang basehan ng pagiging isang bayani ay sa pagiging matapang. Ang Spaniard ay nabigay ng image or pagsunod sa saints or disciple na kung saan ang Pilipino ay kailangang nilang gayahin o sundin ang Spaniards to become a good colonials. Vidas Sanctae or the lives of dead saints become a foundation of good qualities of life. Doctrina Christiana or prayer and doctrine books become a textbook of faith.
The American, on other hand, propagated a circular view on heroes. Hero worshipping on American soldiers who died during Philippine-American War, then dubbed as Philippine Insurrection. Like General Henry Lawton, he was the highest-ranking U.S. military officer to be killed in action in the Philippine-American War. He was the only general awarded the Medal of Honor during the American Civil War to die and the first serving general killed outside the North America. And John Miller Stutzenberg was the captain of the 6th U.S. Cavalry and the colonel of the 1st Nebraska Volunteers. He was killed in the Philippine-American War while leading his regiment in action near Quinwa. And Harry Clay Egbert was an officer in the United States Army who served in the American Civil War, the Spanish American War and the Philippine-American War. General Henry Lawton, Colonel John M. Schwarzenberg, Colonel Harry Egbert was promoted through monuments and annual commemoration rituals to justify the needs for the American tutelage in the Philippines. Filipino heroes were also venerated during this period. Jose Rizal, who was executed by the Spaniards, became the leading national hero. Mabini, Luna, and Del Pilar also become a household name. Apolinario Mabini was a Filipino revolutionary leader, educator, lawyer, and statesman who served first as a legal institutional advisor to the revolutionary government and then as a Prime Minister of the Philippines upon the establishment of First Philippine Republic. He is regarded as the utak ng himagsikan or brain of revolution. Juan Luna was a Filipino painter, sculptor, and political activist of the Philippine Revolution. During the late 19th century, he became one of the first recognized Philippine artists. Gregorio del Pilar was one of the youngest generals in the Revolutionary Army. He was known for the successful assault on the Spaniards' barrack on the municipality of Paombong. His victory on the first phased battle in Quingwa and his last stand at the Battle of Tirad passed during the Philippine-American War. The problem to the new approach was its condensed with the trust of the Americans to instill to the mind of the Filipinos the American culture. This was done through the study of American heroes and the past presidents like George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and Benjamin Franklin. The modern-day concept of the indigenous bayani is still exists today. The overseas Filipinos workers are considered bagong bayani, new heroes. Their work abroad is said to be continuation of the culture
Criteria for recognizing heroes. A hero is a social construct. Since that is the nature of the process, recognizing heroes is always subjective. To bridge the gap, the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, or NHCP, released some of the criteria for recognizing heroes through their projects I cite. The criteria are listed below. Number 1. The extent of a person's sacrifice for the welfare of the country. Teodoro A. Agoncillo, 1965. Of course, when someone sacrificed anything, even if it means his life or anything for the sake of his country, we can consider him or her as a hero. Number 2. The motive and methods employed in the attainment of the ideal welfare of the country. Teodoro A. Agoncillo, 1965. You are one of the true hero if you did something or created a project for the benefits of our country. Number 3. The moral character of the person concerned. Teodoro A. Agoncillo, 1965. You can be considered a hero if you are kind-hearted and if you do something for your country with all your heart without expecting anything in return. Number 4. The influence of the person concerned on his or her age and or the succeeding age. Teodoro A. Agoncillo, 1965. Influencing someone or any person takes a lot of guts, and for you to be able to influence someone, you have to have a humility within you. It takes reflecting anything you do each day, if it is good or bad, and how you deal with your imperfections. That is something that can motivate or influence someone. Number 5. Those who have a concept of nation and thereafter aspire and struggle for the nation's freedom. Onofre D. Corpus, 1993. You are here if you value everything, love without asking, love conditionally, and if you are one of those who fight for the freedom or for the independence of our country.
Is the continuation of report for criteria for recognizing heroes, those who defined and contribute to a system of life of freedom and order for a nation. Onofre D. Corpus, 1993. Of course, they are the true heroes who give them lives for the people of the country, for the freedom of everyone. Number 7. Those who contribute to the quality of life and destiny of a nation. Onofre D. Corpus, 1993. Those are the true heroes who defend the nation and fight to the battle, risk their lives to take back the nation. Number 8. A part of the people's expression. Alfredo Lagmay, 1995. Those are the heroes who fight through literature. Number 9. Person who thinks of the future, especially the future generation. Alfredo Lagmay, 1995. They are true heroes if they care for others' situation and they used to help. Number 10. The choice of a hero involves not only the recounting of an episode or events in history, but of the entire process that made this particular person a hero. Alfredo Lagmay, 1995. The true heroes recognize all her contribute to a nation and can forget the entire events that she once helped the nation.
We are finally hearing this topic, Rizal as a Filipino hero. We all know that Dr. Jose Rizal is our national hero. But how did it happen? Before that, let us deepen our knowledge about who really is Rizal on his time. Maybe we know about his name but not his life and achievements, and his contribution to our country. According to my research, his real name is Jose Protasio Rizal Mercado y Alonso Realanda. He was born on June 19, 1861 to Francisco Mercado and Teodora Alonso in the town of Calamba in the province of Laguna. He had 9 sisters and 1 brother. At the early age of 3, a young Rizal had already learned the English alphabet, and by the age of 5, Jose could already read and write. Rizal is a man with multiple professions. He really is great. He originally obtained a land surveyor and assessor's degree in Ateneo. Rizal also took up a preparatory course on law at the UST or University of Santo Tomas. But when he learned that his mother was going blind, he decided to switch to medicine school in UST and later on specialized in ophthalmology. Apart from being known as an expert in the field of medicine, a poet, and an essayist, Rizal exhibited other amazing talents. He knew how to paint, sketch, and make sculptures. And because he lived in Europe for about 10 years, he also became a polyglot, conversant in 22 languages. Aside from poetry and creative writing, Rizal had varying degrees of experience in architecture, sociology, anthropology, fencing, martial arts, and economics to name a few. And most of his earliest novels awakened Philippine nationalism, the Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. Jose Rizal did not become a hero because he wanted to or somebody appointed him to become one. No, because Rizal as a Filipino hero is state-sponsored through the Republic Act 1425 or Rizal Law. 2 years after Rizal's death, the first commemoration was held on December 30, 1898, when the then President of the First Republic, Emilio Aguinaldo, declared in Malolos, Bulacan a day of national mourning, witnessed by the provinces of Tayabas and Batangas. National mourning is the day of marked by mourning and memorial activities observed among the majority of a country's populace. It was called national mourning because of the death of renowned individual in the Philippines who is Rizal. And when Americans arrived here in the Philippines, they seized the opportunity of Rizal cult in their colonial agenda and made Rizal the hero of the Philippines. Among the choices they had, 3 criteria were used in the selection. First, a hero who is not violent and militant, and if possible, preferred peaceful means like education. So Rizal's personality made him include the selection because he is a man of principle, non-violent, calm, and possessed intellectual skills and peaceful mind. Second, a hero had no qualms on American imperialism. As you know, Rizal died before Americans colonial ruled the Philippines, so he had no qualms on American imperialism. Lastly, a hero who is already dead. As stated here, the commemoration was held on December 30, 1898. Obviously, Rizal was already dead that time. Those criteria were being used of Americans for making Rizal the national hero, led by William H. Taft, president of the Second Philippine Commission.
As the law declared that Jose Rizal is our official hero of the country, but there are 3 steps made by American colonial government to promote Rizal's heroism. First, the creation of Rizal Province. Rizal Province is located at Calabarzon region in Luzon. Its capital is the city of Antipolo. The province is named after Jose Rizal. Next one is the erection of Rizal Monument. It is also known as Rizal Park or Luneta Park. Luneta Park is located at Ermita, Manila, Philippines. The site of the park is situated originally known as Macumbayan during the Spanish colonial. The third one is the Declaration of Rizal Day on December 30. It is the commemoration and remembering the death anniversary of Rizal on December 30. Even though Rizal is not declared as a hero of the Philippines, his image has been visible for stamps, charts, postcard makers, and other printed materials. But in 1956, Rizal Law was conceived, and since then, any educational purposes like books, textbooks, and modules were necessary for studies. But in 1995, President Fidel B. Ramos released a list of recommended heroes in a midst to the preparation of the nation for the upcoming celebration of Philippine Revolution and Philippine Independence Day. The lists are as follows. What the list showed is not yet approved. The website of National Commission on the Cultures and Arts stated that the list might trigger a flood or request to proclaim them as a hero of our country. But there might be some bitter debates that will question the historical controversies about the heroes. But some laws and commemoration to heroes were passed into law.